Hello everyone, I'm back at the boat trailer that I did the inspection, did lights. I just troubleshooted and made sure what I needed to know when I came back and did it. I got a new brake line for this section here. It's bent. I'm gonna bleed the brakes. The main brake line is gonna be run into the main frame of the trailer, and it's gonna be run back to this T here, all the way down to the T. I need to move the calipers 90 degrees to the rear of the trailer and then bleed brakes. I did the lights already, so lights good. Let's get to it. Got a new 20-foot main rubber line. I just need to start disassembling this metal line and then pull everything through. I think it comes out of the frame. I think the plan is to pull it from the rear then rather than push it from the front. Let's do that. And hose is off. 3/8 to take off the hose and then 1/2 inch to hold the T. And we're just gonna cut the front. Now we pull through. Come on, baby. Oh, I just broke my fiberglass puller. We're gonna change how we do that. All right, well, I broke my puller. Snapped the fiberglass right off the back of it. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. Oh, I could put a coupler on that, and I can just pull everything through. There we go. Okay, well, I didn't have to break my tool after all, but we are here. Let's pull a little bit. Okay, we're close. Got it. Let's see if I can pull this through. Come on. Cool, got it through. Just need to feed it in more. Got it. All old hard line is out. We got rubber line going in. And now attaching to the rear here. UFP lines are 7/16 to tighten them down. Let's pull slack through the front and then we'll zip tie up in the rear. Do a little soft loop and then zip tie it. And tightening into the T-junction. Again, 7/16 works on UFP hydraulic lines, but the majority of the time a 3/8 socket will tear down any hydraulic line you have. That's tight, and lastly, that's tight. I gotta get this tire off. Let's rotate these calipers. I'm gonna see if I can rotate this pretty easily. Four fasteners hold this caliper on. Looks like it's pretty simple. I'm gonna undo these 4 bolts, rotate it. And now we tighten. I thought the caliper mount was reversed. It wasn't. It was installed correctly, but it was installed vertically because you wouldn't be able to install it backwards, or you wouldn't be able to install it towards the rear because that bracket hits the rectangular bracket down there. So what I'm going to do, I want to minimize the amount of air that can be in the system. I do need to mount the calipers on the top because that's the only way these things are going to mount. But I'm going to put these calipers in sequence. So I'm going to put another inlet, or this is going to be the out. This will essentially be the bleeder side of the caliper. And then this is going to go running all the way to the other side. So the T-junction is going to go away. The mainline run is going to go directly into the caliper. And then from that caliper, this is going to go to the other caliper. That way I can bleed from one. Hope this will work. Let's see. Should be 7/16. Why is this on here so hard? Lefty-loosey, right? Yeah. What the heck? I can't even do that. This thing just keeps getting more interesting and interesting. This is a tie-down caliper. Doesn't really like UFP stuff. Learning moment. Okay, well, I can't put this in sequence because none of these fasteners go together. So I'm just gonna have to mount it to the top and bleed it and make sure it works. It's really funny how you can be so confidently wrong. You don't know you're wrong until you figure it out you're wrong, and then you look back on being wrong and laugh at yourself because you're so confident that you have it right. But I guess that's what learning is. I'm also learning that tie down sucks. If you're a tie down engineer and you see this video, I apologize. Actually, not really. I don't apologize because this stuff is terrible. We learned stuff today. I want to make sure the customer is safe and effective with his trailer. Caliper's back on, main line's run. Let's bleed these brakes. I really wonder what brakes were on this trailer before we swapped it over to disc brakes. But if you're ever doing this and you're swapping over stuff, use UFP or use Kodiak. Those two are the best. UFP being the best because I work with it every day and I really like it. They're more expensive, but you pay for quality when it comes to it. That being said, these will work. It is what it is. Let's bleed brakes. And taking off driver's side tire. Reroute and clean up this hydraulic line. And run it backwards underneath the frame and then zip tie it to the axle. Need 3/8. Hydraulic line is run under the main frame. Metal brake lines are off fully. I am connecting all the rubber lines and rerouting them and then securing them to the axle. Tight, tight, and tight. Now we zip tie everything. We're gonna have some extra slack on this. So we need to make a nice little soft loop. Rubber hydraulic line is now cleaned up. Everything is ran out towards the rear of the trailer. Rubber is on the back side of the axle. If everything's on the road, it's not gonna fly up and hit his brakes and knock his brakes out. Everything is zip tied, everything is tight, everything is good. Let's bleed some brakes. And bleeding the longest run. Make sure this bleeder's good. Bottle is on. Let's fill up the front and bleed everything. Let's get all the air out of the lines. Looks like it's getting all the air out. I'm essentially bench bleeding the master cylinder currently. Once the bubbles stop, it'll start flowing to the back. We're getting fluid to the back. Looks like we're getting air. Longest run is bled. There's no air in the lines, and we're filling up the reservoir. Let's bleed the short run. Passenger side short run is connected to the bleeder. No air in the lines, everything is solid. Passenger side front, free spinning. These hub and rotors were loose, so I tightened the spindle nut and put a new cotter pin in there. Cotter pin passenger side front is verified. We got some good movement, so we're gonna just tighten this bad boy up. Oh yeah, that's loose. Okay, we're tightening that up. Roughly 50 foot-pounds. Cotter pin is in. Driver's side front, cotter pin is verified. Now everything's free spinning okay. There was just too much play in the system and it didn't want to free spin. But driver's side front, free spinning. Passenger side front, free spinning. I got the brakes activated. Had to shove something in there to keep them activated. Driver's side front locked up. Passenger side front locked up. Brakes are disconnected. Passenger side front free spinning. Sweet. And driver's side front free spinning. Works. Awesome. Let's clean up. Everything's done. And the final zip tie is going on the main line. Line is out of the way. Everything is zip tied. Everything is good. Not connecting in with anything. Tires and wheels are on. And torque and lug nuts. All lug nuts torqued. So the run on this. Initially, I thought I had to change the caliper positioning. Caliper positioning is not optimal, but it works. I was able to take off this caliper mount 3 times, put it back on, and then figure out I was doing it wrong per the manufacturer of this bracket. These are tie downs. I prefer UFP, but that's either here nor there. I got the trailer working for them. I put a new brake line down the main frame of the trailer, which is the new main line going into the T. From the T, I cleaned up everything going across the axle, and I ran the hydraulic line underneath the main frame and zip tied everything. Everything is now zip tied to the back of the axle. It's zip tied to the back of the axle. That way, if anything on the road flies up and hits the front of the axle, it's not going to cut his brakes off. All of his brakes are bled. all the brakes work. I did tighten up his spindle nuts on his front axle because they were loose and causing the brakes to rub a little bit more than I'd like. So I tightened it up, threw a new cotter pin in, verified it. His lights and wiring work from the last time that I did it, so I don't have to worry about that. Backup solenoid works. Everything is working now. All lines are tight. This job's done. I'm on to the next.